Talking about mindset, okay? And the reason why mindset is so important is because if you do not have in your mind what you want, let me tell you this, all the money you make in options, you might lose it. You might lose it. All right? I've had a lot of people that were like, oh, I want to get a Benz, I want to get a BMW, blah, blah, blah. But because, that's right, it does matter. But because they have never done the research, well, how much does it cost to have a BMW? How much does it cost to not just get the Mercedes and the BMW? How much does it cost to maintain it? What are the oil changes? How much do the tires cost? So what happens is, because they didn't do the research, they just saw the shiny syndrome, oh my God, a Mercedes, oh my God, a blah, 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 blah. That's right, Deirdre, the insurance. They haven't done the research. So they might get the fancy car and the trappings of the fancy whatever, but because they didn't do the research to figure out what are the maintenance to keep the thing, they end up losing it, or they end up giving it away because they're like, oh, it's too expensive for me to keep this car. I know you know somebody. I mean, I remember when my mom and dad, I was probably about 15, and my mom and dad, how you doing, P. Will? It's been a minute. Good to have you here. I remember my mom and dad got a BMW. It was a nice little red, maroonish BMW when I was still in high school, right? So about 15. And so I was able to drive it, right? And now that I think about it, they got rid of the BMW, they didn't have it very long, right? And now that I think about it, I'm sitting there like, I wonder if they got rid of it because it was too expensive to maintain, right? So that is a thing. That's a thing. If you sit here and you say to yourself, okay, cool, I want to make XYZ amount of money, right? But you haven't done the research, if you haven't done the work for you to step into the new identity of the person who has this, then what that means is you are not going to keep this. You might get it, but you might not keep it, okay? But again, that is an example of the mindset of people who say they want something with their mouth, but their body and their mind are not in congruence with the mouth. So sometimes I'll say to people, I'll be like, yeah, that's what your mouth said. You know what I'm saying? That's what your mouth said. That ain't what your mind said, and that ain't what your body said, but that's what your mouth said. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say that sometimes, not being mean, but just being real. That's real. That's what your mouth said. Oh, I want to go. But how many people are actually going to do what it takes to do the thing that they said they wanted? All right. And so that's why I'm on here talking the way I talk all the time, because I really want to show you guys what's possible, right?